Welcome back to our Edgemont renovation project. It is Wednesday, July the 16th, and we are here to see how the team has been making out with the progress of demolition on site here. So without further ado, let's stop talking about what we're gonna look at and go look at it. Come on. We were here last week and Sam was busy ripping out all of the floors in this office, which obviously it was probably done that day, but that's all gone now. We need to put aside any of the metal that we're pulling out because this metal all gets recycled. It doesn't cost us anything to recycle it other than the time it takes to put it aside. So that doesn't go in the bin, just the drywall, right? So let's keep moving along here. If you have ever wondered what midstream demolition looks like, well, this is what it looks like, right? We've got all the drywall down. We can now see the floor joists above. We can see all of the existing pot lights and everything else going there. We can see that this was some potential form of shear wall in the past, I'm guessing. It's not done the way that we would do it today, but I'm guessing that that was designed as a shear wall. So we'll be continuing to remove all of this drywall that's getting put into a bin that's in the driveway right now. And then we will be removing all of this insulation everywhere and cleaning this entire area up. So it is just immaculate. Let's slide downstairs and see what the team's working on the lower floor. Okay, so we just showed you what it looks like when you're in the middle of demo and everything's on the floor. This is kind of partway through demo, and so the team has got all the walls down here. There's still some particle board on the ceilings. I'm guessing that this has gone out for asbestos testing just to make sure that there's no asbestos in it. If I were a betting man, I would bet that there is not, because the time that this house was built, we pretty much all but stopped using asbestos in any of our building materials. But nonetheless, out of abundance of caution, we always make sure we get the stuff tested to make sure that our employees are safe and that our clients are safe now and in the future. Nonetheless, you can see we've got all the drywall down. We can now only see poly and insulation. In case you're wondering and you're not aware, this plastic here is poly and yellow fiberglass bat insulation. That yellow insulation, if you're removing that, you need to be wearing long sleeve shirts. That stuff itches your skin like it is nobody's business. Pink is bad too, but this yellow, from my experience, is the worst. Listen, YouTube world, Kyle was wondering what is going on with this wall. And to the best of my knowledge, this wall is gonna be deleted. I actually believe in a perfect world, this wall is gonna go away. It's not doing anything, it was decorative from day one. And the other thing that our clients want us to explore is what it's gonna take to remove this post. Now, this post was put in here to minimize the size of the beam that needed to go in the ceiling or the floor above. And so we'll be working with our engineers to figure out what it's gonna take to get rid of this post so that it opens up. These posts in the middle of spaces, I mean, yeah, they make the structural costs less, but they make the functional use of the space also less. So, you know, take that as you will. Now, I just noticed something that we don't see a lot of anymore, but it was really a thing back in the day, and that is finger jointed studs. A good 20 or so years, it feels like, and correct me when I'm wrong in the comment section, found a lot of people to be using these finger joint studs. I never use it. The journeyman that I worked under, he hated them and said they were garbage. The reason he said that is while they are structurally sound vertically, right? Like if you have a force coming straight down through this piece of lumber, it's gonna hold up. It's not gonna cause any issues. It's not gonna split or destroy. Where it is gonna run into issues is if there's any lateral force applied to the side of it. These things will splinter. I wanna find something where I can just take one and show you how easy it is to break one in half, maybe a future video. But it's actually fairly easy to snap these things when they're finger jointed like this. If you just take it and bang it on the ground like that. Well, I mean, it's not that easy, but I mean, it is relatively easy. So, I mean, just finger jointed studs was a thing. I mean, it helped use all of the lumber, right? Because you have like 1 to 2 foot sections and then it gets all glued and spliced together. But don't really see a lot of people using them anymore. All right, well, listen, thank you so much for taking the time to check out our video and what we're doing. If you'd like to know more about what we're doing or why we're doing it, drop us a comment below. If you find this content in any way, shape, or form informative, educational, or just entertaining, we'd sure appreciate your subscription, which is free, and like our video. In the meantime, thanks so much for watching and stay awesome. Bye now.